Distinguished guests, colleagues, partners, dear friends, and particularly dear young people, on behalf of the Center for Democracy Foundation, I wish you a very, very warm welcome to this conference, which in a way marks the end of a 3-year regional project dedicated to young people. Along these 3 years, young people's knowledge about the European Union, about the challenges and rewards of the integration process was improved. Their understanding of policy-making process was increased. They had the opportunity to meet, to discuss a variety of topics, to work together in Politea school, in Politea thematic sessions. They got to know policymakers and deliberate with them on public policies impacting young people through a series of youth policy labs. And maybe most importantly, they got to know each other much better and understand each other much better. And they are encouraged to promote and advocate for reconciliation in the region, increased cooperation and better understanding in our region. We meet today at this conference dedicated to a very powerful idea. The future of our region, but also part of the future of Europe, is being shaped today by the youth of the Western Balkans. The enlargement process is again on the top of the EU agenda, and we must take this opportunity, reform our governments, root European values in our societies, and develop economically and socially our region. We come together to recognize young people not as an audience of reforms, but as drivers of change. They carry European values in their expectations: fairness, rule of law, opportunity, dignity, and truth. And more than ever, they're standing up for these values with clarity and courage. This year has shown us a remarkable civic awakening. Across Serbia, students and young activists have mobilized peacefully and responsibly, demanding integrity, transparency, and higher democratic standards. Their actions have demonstrated a simple but very important truth, that youth movements are not a disruption to democracy, they are a renewal of it. Their voice has echoed across the region, reminding us that participation matters and that the Western Balkans is rich with a generation ready to step forward, to engage, and even to lead. Let me present you briefly the panels and the topics that we are just going to discuss today. The first panel, Youth in Reform Processes, a Bridge to Europe. As we all know, European Union is not only a negotiation process, it is a transformational vehicle. And young people shall stand at the center of this transformation. They bring new expectations to public life, they hold the institutions accountable, they demand European standards because they see their future as part of Europe, even if sometimes it does not seem quietly so. Their engagement from local activism to policy making is essential for reforms to take root. And I would say that they're not a bridge to Europe, they are already part of Europe. The second panel, Youth Employment in the AI Era, reminds us that we are entering a technological era that is reshaping our world. Artificial intelligence is changing economies faster than governments can regulate them. In this context, the Western Balkans has a unique opportunity, a young, skilled, and digitally talented generation. But the opportunity must come with support, and we must ensure that young people are not workers that are displaced by artificial intelligence, but leaders empowered by it. Good education for all is essential. Youth guarantee is so important in all of our countries. No one shall be left behind. The third panel is about youth well-being, mental health, housing, access to culture, and the basic feeling of belonging are not side issues. They are foundations of a healthy democracy and a resilient community. Young people deserve systems that protect their well-being, support their growth, and make staying in the Western Balkans a meaningful choice and not a sacrifice. In the fourth panel, Youth in the Digital Landscape, we are going to discuss security, trust, and resilience. We all know that today's youth navigate a digital world where information is abundant, but truth is fragile. Misinformation, manipulation, fake news, hate speech, and digital threats shape their everyday realities. Algorithms shape their priorities and create new needs, ours too. Geopolitical divides and threats to democracy and freedom are not always easily recognized in media. Strengthening digital literacy, building trust in institutions, and creating safe online spaces are not only youth policies, they are democracy policies. And in the final, fifth panel, we are going to discuss the link between young people and nature. Because across the region, young people are leading environmental movements. They clean rivers, plant trees, defend green spaces, innovate in renewable energy, and challenge governments to act with responsibility. The Western Balkans has serious environmental challenges. Youth engagement in climate action is essential for building a sustainable, prosperous, and European region. Dear participants, this conference is not just about discussing youth. It is about trusting youth, investing in youth, and building the European future together with them. The Western Balkan is part of Europe and will be even more with more democracy, improved rule of law, and protected human rights. The reforms that are on our agenda in all parts of the region and reforms that all of us have and are reforms that all of us, but particularly the youth, will benefit from. From civic movements in Serbia to digital innovators in North Macedonia, from environmental activists in Montenegro to cultural leaders in Bosnia and Herzegovina and educational improvements in Kosovo, young people across the Western Balkans are shaping a new narrative, a narrative of hope, of responsibility and courage. They need to be empowered, they must be included and actively participate. It is also through intergenerational working together that we can make it. With the RYDE project, we wanted to ensure that when decisions about Europe's future are made, young people from the Western Balkans are not standing outside the room, but sitting at the table, confident, capable, and heard. I would like finally to make some words of gratitude and thanks to all of you that enabled this conference to happen and this project to take place in the region. First of all, our thanks go to the European Union, which supported us on this way and enabled us to undertake so many activities, to gather so many young people, to support ideas and projects of young people, youth associations, and grassroots groups. Thank you, Ms. Halačeval, for being with us today. I would also like to thank to the Commissioner for the Equality, Brankica Janković, who will join us with a message. She has been with us in many activities. I would also like to thank representatives of public institutions and government bodies that participated in our activities, as well as many civil society organizations that were with us on this road. I would like to thank our excellent and dedicated partners who are with us in their studios in Tirana, Skopje, Pristina, and Sarajevo. They were all a bit worried and suspicious how this multiplex conference in 5 venues will be organized, but we managed. Thanks for your commitment and trust. I would also like to thank our grantees, a number of them, who with our support implemented important projects and contributed to even higher impact that our project altogether has. I would like to thank in advance to all moderators who will have an important and difficult task today to take care of the time during our discussions today and tomorrow, as well as to the facilitators who will draft recommendations that the debates will produce. Thanks to all of you who enabled us and supported us on this journey, journalists, speakers, trainers, researchers, and all the others. At the end, I would like to thank the persistent and determined, hardworking and enthusiastic staff of the Center for Democracy Foundation that all deserve our applause. Diana, Milena, Ivan, Katarina, Matea, and Emina. Emina, our intern from Sarajevo within the RYDE project. Without you, this conference would not have happened. I wish you all an inspiring and meaningful conference.
Thank you very much.